Hello, beautiful people. 2026 is finally here, and there's a bunch of games on the way. A lot of big games, AAA titles that I don't remember any of them releasing, so whatever I show here on screen is the big anticipated ones. And the reason for that is there are more than enough great indies coming out this year for all of us to get excited for. So why don't you sit back, open up Steam, and start wishlisting. Mouse. PI for hire. From developer Fumi Games, this FPS looks amazing. Just the visual style alone, the cartoony graphics going back to the 1920s, 30s, the stark black and white art style, I love how this looks. And the fact that this is not just playing like a boomer shooter, but instead more of an open world-ish or open area-ish type game like System Shock 2 or the Bioshock series, and has a ton of power-ups for you to collect, different weapons to play around with. I'm really excited to see what the developers here bring to the table. I hope we get a demo soon, because I have watched some gameplay footage of this and it looks really good, but I really want to get my hands on it and try out and see if the gunplay is a lot of fun. Also, that jazz soundtrack really accompanies the great visuals and combat. I'm excited to see how this one plays, and if it's as fun as it looks. Neverway. From Cold Blood Inc. Neverway is a horror RPG, and if Look Outside has taught me anything, then horror RPGs are the new genre I enjoy the most. What makes Neverway a bit more interesting is it's not just a horror title, but it's also a mixture of a life sim and an action RPG. You play Fiona, who after quitting her job starts her life over on a farm, and suddenly finds herself becoming the immortal herald of a dead god. So, you gotta keep your life from falling apart while searching for Neverway, a nightmare reality that's slowly leaking into the real world. I kind of like this one color visual style it's going for to represent the different areas and different times of day. And the idea of a horror RPG where during the day you have to face all kinds of terrors while also trying to find someone to date and start a family with, I could see that working. Also, as an added note, I do like fishing in games. So this is kind of the horror RPG Stardew Valley we never knew we needed. Nobody tell my wife, otherwise this is going to be her new obsession. Ontos from Frictional Games. The developers of the Amnesia series finally have a new game coming out, and if it's anything along the same level of quality as Amnesia the Bunker, then this might be an instant game of the year for me. A sci-fi mystery set on the repurposed Moon Hotel, you uncover cryptic experiments, face unsettling encounters, and piece together a mind-bending narrative. The deeper you go, the more the truth unravels as you confront the ultimate question. What is reality? Reality is, this game can't come soon enough. Now, I'm super excited for Ontos because Frictional Games have had a history of just refining their craft of making a good first-person horror game over the years and just getting tighter and tighter and tighter with the design. And I think Amnesia the Bunker was just peak. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this one. I hope they expand a little bit more, but still keep it like one big area that you can unlock over time. Have some sandbox elements to the design, the way you could destroy doors in the previous game. Other than this title coming out in 2026, I have no idea how it's going to play, and that has me very excited because Frictional Games so far have not missed. Except Amnesia Rebirth, that was not that great. But, no, I don't have any excuses for that one. Fright Train. From Wild Arts Games, who made the amazing Caput Mortem that came out last year, I'm excited for this title because while it's a horror game, it looks silly as all hell. You gotta fight through a train filled with monsters as a dog? Special Agent Doug Barker? Please, give me this title. I need something that I can have a good time with and also laugh at. Also, we don't have enough horror games that take place in linear styled levels like a train. There is just no way in my mind, based on the gameplay footage and what it looks like visually, that this game will be anything but beautiful. Super excited to give this a go. I do like the mid-2000s aesthetic it's going for. It reminds me a lot of Extermination on PS2. And if you know that title, fantastic game. Very underrated. Nobody talks about it, but I think about it every single day. Bonus points. Wild Art Games, if you're listening, please try and recapture that early 2000s voice acting. I'm talking Resident Evil Code Veronica overacting. I feel like Fright Train needs it. Valor Mortis, from One More Level. So the devs of Ghost Runner are trying their hand at the Souls-like, and it looks very stylish and a lot of fun. Taking place during a 19th century alternate history, where it's kind of like the Napoleonic Wars, but what if there were more monsters? I'm in. I like the first-person combat. It's very weighty and feels great. The parrying system works good. And you have a gun. Not enough Souls-likes give you guns. I have to ask the question though, is a Souls-like worth its salt anymore if it doesn't have a good parry system? Because I feel like we've just accepted that every Souls-like needs to have parrying. Yes, it's been there since Dark Souls, but can I just have one where I can hit as hard as possible? Give me a big hammer. I want to go wild. I'm not very good at parrying. That requires timing, and Sekiro is really the only title that got it perfect in my eyes. Excited to try this one, excited to unleash some powers, fight some weird zombie creatures, try to get these pustules off some of the monsters. I guess you hit them, do extra damage, and also just get my ass kicked. That's what I like about these games. Constantly retrying. It's the perfect formula for me. Fight, die, try again. Fight, die, get better, die, try again. Get better, fight, win. Also, you don't get a lot of first-person Souls-like, so I'm interested to see how this one plays. Infinite Alliance. Now this one's a bit weird. It's kind of a crossover between 13 plus indie JRPGs, which I haven't played any of these titles, but they sound pretty cool. And the best part about it is, it's free. You got Glenn from Chained Echoes, I know that one. The Warrior, named by the player, from 8-Bit Adventures 2. Noah from Jack Move. Whoopus from My Familiar, that's a name. Vera and Aaron from Eternal Remnant. Alexandra from Quartet. Rio from Shrine's Legacy, Dustin from Kingdoms of the Dump, that's on my wishlist, Chell from For a Vast Future, and Geo from Geo Mythica. Some of these games I've never heard of, but I think I'm going to put all of them on my wishlist. I don't know when this is coming out, but I might have to play through a bunch of games just to get the gist of the story. If you just look at the pixel art, it is gorgeous. This game looks amazing. And the fact that it's completely free from Critical Games, how could I pass this up? I haven't played a good JRPG in forever, and this is definitely on my list of something to just try out. What do I have to lose? A little time? I got enough hours in the day. Let's go. Hark the Ghoul by Deep Denizens. Finally, a Kingsfield-like on the list. And this one is special, because what happens if you combine Kingsfield with Duke Nukem 3D? You get Hark the Ghoul. I played this demo, I think a year or two ago. It's been out for a while, the demo. It is incredibly fast-paced for Kingsfield-like. You have a main weapon, which is your slashy, stabby, hitty weapon. And then you also have a ranged weapon you can use to interrupt, get some distance, do a little bit of damage in, and a kick. Now, the kick has a lot of versatility. You can kick things at enemies, you can kick boxes, you can kick barrels that explode, or just pick up a box, kick it straight in the face, do some extra damage. I'm really excited for this title just because the combat is so fast-paced, and the world is really fun to explore. There's some good traversal options here. You can get really high up if you find the right platforms to jump up to. The visual style is very much that PS1 aesthetic a lot of these titles are going for. And while that might be a bit played out, I really like how it looks here. The setting, bugs. Everybody's a bug. You're a bug. Go kill some bugs. I'm all for it. And this looks like a lot of fun. Excited to give this one a go when it releases. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Now this one's a bit of a cheat. It's not an indie game, it is a AAA title from Capcom, but I do like how the description for the game on Steam says, an all-new entry in the Onimusha series, coming in 2026, because that's all I need. I'm a big fan of the original Onimusha. I have replayed that game so many times when I was younger, I don't even have count. And I really liked the second one, mostly. There's some parts of it I didn't like. Third game, also a classic, replayed that a bunch. I even enjoyed Blade Warriors, the fighting game. And it's not very good, but I still enjoyed it. So I'm very excited for a new Onimusha game. And yes, the voice acting, specifically the English dub, is not good. It sounds terrible, actually. And I hope there is a Japanese option because I do not want to play through that voice acting. This title looks amazing. Just from the gameplay videos alone, the combat looks fast, it looks interesting. There's a lot of weight and gravity to swinging your sword around and just positioning enemies all over the place. It feels like a game that would be considered future tech 10 years ago, in the sense when people were still interested in how we can use physics in games. I'm very excited for this title. It looks like a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Even though I am probably 100% sure my PC cannot run this, and it's going to be way too expensive for me to be able to play. But man can hope, man can dream. Capcom, help me out. I don't know who else to ask. Anyway, moving on. Luna Abyss from Quali Labs. I have been waiting for this game for years. I do not know what's happening. I do not know even if this is coming out in 2026. It says on the release date 2026, but who knows, we might have to wait another year or two, because it's been pushed back every year for like, I don't know, 4 years now, maybe less. I'm terrible at keeping track of years, but it is so exciting to think about getting to play this. So what Luna Abyss is basically, what if Metroid Prime was also a bullet hell game? Yeah, this is the first Metroid Prime-like I have seen. Maybe there are more titles, but I've definitely missed them. And I loved Metroid Prime 1. Second one, I got a little bit bored with that, jumping between the different worlds, dark, light. I've never found that to be a fun concept, but this title, I played the demo years ago and I had a ton of fun with it. I'm excited to see what the full game is going to be like. The combat is a lot of fun. It doesn't have the lock-on system of Metroid Prime. It's a little bit more free look with the mouse, everything, but movement and the different abilities you have and just fighting all these monsters as you try to dodge their endless amounts of bullets is a ton of fun. So I'm excited to give this title a try if it releases this year. If not, I guess I'm still going to be waiting, but I hope you at least put it in your wish list. Maybe if we all wish list it, the chances of it coming out sooner will increase, and that's what we need. Please, Quali Labs, where's Luna Abyss? Soulbrand from Dead People Dreaming. Sometimes I go through so many indie games trying to find interesting ones that I commit the ultimate sin. I judge a game by its cover, and Soulbrand had me hooked from the first image I saw. I was like, what is this visual style? It looks so inviting. I don't even know what's going on. There's just dials, knobs, switches everywhere. So I checked it out, and now this is a game I am super excited for 2026. The year is 2409. You are on the HMS Soulbrand, and you need to dive deep and survey some sunken ruins, uncover puzzling fragments, and even commune with the dead. All to untangle a pseudo-historical knot of cosmic proportions. So it's basically a submarine game where you have to keep track of all the parameters, you see how deep you're going, use your sonar to find out what's happening, and explore and find some secrets and put them all together to uncover a big mystery. This sounds like a lot of busy work for a game, but if you enjoyed something like Iron Lung, then I think this is going to be a title that's going to maybe blow us all away, because, again, visually, it's very interesting. It looks fantastic. I want more weird exploration games that requires me to go through 15 steps just to move 2 feet. Does that sound strange to you? Then maybe move along. But if you're interested, give this title a look. Give it a wish list. The Sinking City 2 from Frogwares. And even though I've put it in the list for 2026, I don't know if it's coming out this year. It might still be another year or two. But I'm still excited for Sinking City 2 because I actually like the first game a lot, flaws and all. I haven't played the new upgraded version yet. I haven't got time to it. But I enjoy just exploring that town and meeting all the strange people. My main character's face of just pure, utter boredom. The fact that he just looked like he was going to fall asleep any second made me laugh every single time we cut to him. It was a janky mess of a game, but I had a lot of fun playing it. So I hope Sinking City 2 is not too polished. I hope it is still kind of a weird, janky affair where things don't always work the way the developers planned it out, but it has heart, which is how I would describe the first game. It had a lot of heart. It tried a lot of things, and while they didn't necessarily work, they were memorable. And I am excited for the second game because I'm hoping to feel that same emotions again I played for the first. Is that unfair on the second title? Maybe. Chronoscript, The Endless End from Deskworks Inc. Just look at the visuals here. Looks amazing. It's a Metroidvania where you play as an editor who's trapped within a manuscript, and you've got to unravel a 1,000-year story that's writing itself far beyond its end. So you have to explore 2D pages in a 3D manner. I had to stop when I saw the visuals on this one, and the fact that it's a Metroidvania, which is a genre I don't have a lot of experience with, but the few ones I've played, I've really enjoyed. And this one looks like a lot of fun. A lot of fast-paced action, some good platforming, and just the way you explore this world inside the manuscript. And they even show in the trailer when you pull out your map and just how you can see the manuscript as it's laid out on the table and the room. Amazing. Such an interesting and unique design style that really just pulls me in. The one thing I can tell from the trailers looking at it is that traversing this world means there's going to be stuff affecting the 2D element of the manuscript from the 3D world. And I'm interested to see how these things intersect and how that becomes part of the gameplay and exploration. Maybe we can even leave the 2D world and explore the room we're in. Who knows? Something akin to like Inscription. Excited to see how meta this game gets exactly, but just from a gameplay perspective, it looks like a lot of fun. Sword Hero from Forestware. An interesting open world RPG that has a very deep combat system, that has a good parry system and has you do directional attacks to attack various limbs for added damage. Characters holding a sword, chop off his arm. Characters holding a sword in his foot, take off that leg. Whatever you want to aim at. Which is really important because if you've played the demo especially, which is just a combat demo in an arena, you'll find there's a lot of versatility to combat, and it's very important to aim at the right spot because of the armor enemies are wearing. You want to go for the chest, but he's wearing some good plate mail? Good luck. Maybe try going for the head if it's open. See if you can knock it off. I had a lot of fun playing that demo, and this game just looks like, even though we're getting the Gothic remake this year, the fact that Sword Hero has such an interesting combat style means it kind of stands out against that title. Even though the visuals are a bit meh, it's going for that, old style, pixely and crunchy, which I enjoy to see, but I think we've been getting a lot of those lately, and maybe it's time developers try the PS2 era graphics, which was a bit more, smoother. Excited to give this one a go. Looks like a lot of fun, and I don't know how the open world aspects of it are going to play out yet, but if it's anything like the combat, it's definitely going to captivate me. Abyss X Zero from Studio Pixelpunk. The developers of the very underrated and amazing Unsighted finally have a new game coming out. Kind of taking from the style of Mega Man Legends games, but a bit more smoother and with a very in-depth combat system. I really enjoy a more open-ended 3D Metroidvania, and they've proven with Unsighted that they have a very strong design docket when it comes to how they want to create their world, how in-depth they want to make it, and how fun the combat is. So even though there hasn't been a demo of this yet, I'm hoping we can get one soon to see more what the combat system is going to be like, how it's going to be exploring the levels, and even just, for the most part, I'm super excited for this title because it looks like a lot of fun. And as I said before, Unsighted, a very underrated gem. So keep your eyes on Abyss X Zero. Withering Realms from Moonless Formless. Now, I'm a big fan of Withering Rooms. I think I've talked about it quite a few times. That is just one of the most underrated 2.5D Souls-like games I've ever played. Just the atmosphere, the design of the levels, the music. Oh my goodness. The music is so fantastic and so perfectly suited to the world, and the way few games OSTs just make you feel like you're not just exploring the world, but you're actually in the world. You're experiencing the world. And I really like that game. I finished it a while back and I had a great time playing it, even though it gets a little bit cryptic. So I'm excited to see what they're doing with Withering Realms, which is sort of the sequel, not sequel, and instead of doing the 2.5D style, they've gone full 3D on this, and it looks fantastic. We've been getting more videos about the combat and what they're doing with the gameplay here, and it just looks like such a step up, and I'm so interested to see how it compares to Withering Rooms. You play Clover, who is in control of a doll guardian. They need to explore the town of Penwell and go through all the sprawling graveyards that surround it, and find a way to bring yourself back to life. This looks like a vast improvement over the first game. The combat looks a lot smoother, more fun, and just the graphics here look kind of amazing as a jump up in quality. So I'm really excited to give this one a go. I really hope it comes out in 2026. It has been slated to release on Q2 2026, and I hope it's not an early access game, because I don't want to wait twice, you know what I mean? I don't want to get the game and then have to wait for the game to finish over time. But as it stands, I definitely say wishlist this if you're interested in maybe a great Souls-like game that isn't like any of the other titles that are coming out currently, and just want to support a dev of an interesting franchise that I hope becomes a franchise. There we go. Some indie games I'm looking forward to. 2026 is really shaping up to be an amazing year for indies coming out, and definitely a few that should be on your radar, I hope. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. I've been trying this new off-the-cuff style of videos lately, and while they're very difficult to make, I enjoy just talking to all of you. Letting my thoughts be known, so to speak, instead of putting it on the page first and then translating it to the video. I hope you have a great day, play some great games. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.